Welcome to a Chart Nerd technical analysis video. Today we will be discussing the likes of Stronghold. The ticker is SHX against USDT, and we'll be talking a little bit about Stronghold, what it is, what the charts are showing me right now, and what I think is the potential future of the token in regards to price action. So I hope you enjoy the content. Nothing that I say is financial advice, guys. Let's dive into the work. So very briefly, a quick AI overview from Google about SHX. What it is a digital currency token that's part of the Stronghold payment ecosystem. It's built on the Stellar blockchain, which is known for being energy efficient and is available on both Stellar and Ethereum. So what this does, the fact that it's available on both Stellar and Ethereum, it enables cross-ledger value transfers between different systems without exchanging cryptocurrency to a fiat currency and back again. So initially it cuts out the middleman. It's all to do with real-time settlement, quick and efficient transfers of value, fee discounts, rewards, and they have a merchant cash advances system here. Now there's a lot that's going on with Stronghold. You can head over to their website, which is stronghold.co, and you can find out a lot more about the payment and financial infrastructure they are building. Now they are recognized by some of the leading industry groups. So you've got Tammy, one of the CEOs, who is again been awarded here with the Global Association of Women in Payments. You've got Visa, FinTech 50 from Forbes, Hummingbird, IBM, Prime Trust, many big names here. And you can find out how all of this operates within the SHX ecosystem on their website. Now you can even create your own custom virtual payment network for your own organization through Stronghold Net. So you can sort of facilitate their own infrastructure into your own organization. Fantastic. I think it's absolutely awesome. So do check into their website. This is a post on X from CryptPros back in 2021 actually, and these were some of the partners and companies they were working with back then. So you had Stellar, Lyft, Gap, Coinbase, JP Morgan, Walmart, a lot of big names here. Now fast forward from 2021 going to 2024 of this year, and looking at Juice's post on Stronghold from September, you can see that they've just recently partnered for the ACH network with Nasha, an absolutely massive partnership. There were 31.5 billion ACH network payments, automated clearinghouse payments, made in 2023, valued at 80.1 trillion. So, you know, fast forward to now, even more partnerships have been have interlinked with Stronghold. So you've got IBM, Ripple, Nasha, Swift, Stronghold Net, ISO 222, FedNow, Stellar, big names, guys, massive names. So, you know, do go and have a look at their website, have a little bit of a nosedive into their products and what they're offering, just to find out a bit more about them. Now, always do your own research, and nothing that I say is financial advice. Now, so heading over to the chart here on the weekly time frame for SHX, you can see we've got this massive wick here from back in June of 2023, but we're not going to include that in our analysis today. What I'm going to do actually is get a fib on what I wanted to show you, some targets here for SHX moving into this cycle. We're going to go from this low, which is our closest candle low before this wick back in June of 2023, retracing to this high of January 2023, where we sort of had this really bad correction back down to this level of support. And now you can see at this point from June of 2023, we came up to the 050, came back for our higher low, retested the 050 once more, had several weeks underneath this level of resistance back in 2023, and then eventually melted out and didn't look back. Now you can see once we actually took out the 1 fib, we did meet the 1618, we met the 2 fib, and we even blasted past the 2.272 fib extension. So if we can use a fib and move this Fibonacci and use the same sort of analysis for this cycle, and we get a Fibonacci on from our local low. Now this wick isn't too abnormal, so we are going to include this here on this cycle, going back to our all-time high, which we've recently very shyly just come up to, and in fact just ran shy of that all-time high. If we use the same sort of analysis, you'll notice that SHX has two targets here, very similar to the previous cycle that it actually met. So again, you can see it met the 2 fib, it met the 1618, and it also met the 2.272 last cycle and further. So if we go from this cycle's low, retracing back to the all-time high, which we've recently just tried to come up to, once we actually reclaim the 1 fib, I do think we will be looking at a minimum 0.049 to 10 cents, and then finally 16 to 17 cents. Now again, there was an overshoot last cycle above I say last cycle, this is only of last year in 2023, but for SHX, the 2.272 was met on this last impulsive move. I think eventually, again, with the move that we have going on here, it could potentially be met once more. So again, just based on Fibonacci extension tools here, you can see that SHX could potentially come up to 10 cents to 16 cents once it clears this all-time high. So very, very good signs in regards to the Fibonacci. We have got back above the key level of resistance that we needed to. So again, you can see underneath here, we were sort of hovering around for several weeks, just like we did previously here on last year before the breakout. You can see we had a level of resistance, came back for support, came up again, had the wick down, and then got the break. Right now, we've had the level of support, resistance, level of support, we've got the break. Okay, now it's all about what happens at this local all-time high. I don't think it's relatively uncommon to meet this resistance point with resistance. Let's put it that way. Once you come up to a previous high that you've fallen from, it's quite common to meet it as resistance. Now, again, we've just ran shy of the all-time high, and we do look like potentially we could see the next couple of weeks where we either go sideways for a little bit or we come back for a key level of support. So if we are to come back from a key level of support before reaching these sort of targets for SHX, I do think we have some areas to look out for of key interest. So going from our local high that we've put in back down to where we came from this impulsive move. So you can see you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks of 7 weeks of impulsive price action. Right now, if we do start to come back for support, we have several levels that I wanted to keep an eye on for us. So we're going to get the 1272 and the 1618 off. I think on this retracement, key levels to look for, you can already see that we've come back down as of last week. In last week's candle close, we've actually come back down already to the 0.2336 for support on 0.01. So we've already retested this key support level on the 236, but we are also seeing now slight rejection. So if we do come back any further over the next couple of weeks, I would expect SHX to potentially find a key level of support on the 382 as the next target. So if we do come down and you see this candle wick get filled and SHX does have sort of a shaky couple of weeks going into December, look for a nice pullback if we can get an entry point on previous levels of support. So you can see that these previous candle levels of resistance back in May of 2024 and April could now act as a level of support if we get the retest and come back any further. And then at that point, we could see the relief and continuation for SHX here. So key support levels I think that would be important to monitor are the 236, which we visited last week as 0.01. And then you've got the 382 as 0.008. Now, albeit considered, if they even get lost as well, because we could come back. Who knows, guys? We could come back into January for a few more weeks and eventually come back even further. And if that did get extensive, you do have the 050 and the 0618 at the golden pocket zone, the golden ratio of which we could find support. Now the 0618 does also tie up with these previous levels of support from back in 2024. So you'll see that from this all-time high, we came back to this area, had a lower high, and then eventually lost it. But it was an area of support for several weeks. So if we do again have an even deeper retracement, just look for the 0618 and the golden pocket zone, which could offer amazing opportunity moving forward. Now again, I'm not saying that this has to happen, but it is the golden zone and it is a possibility, so I would like to cover it. Now also keep in mind that this could be a left shoulder, this could be a head, and if we do get this sort of steep retracement over the next couple of weeks going into January or February, wherever it may be, we could form a right shoulder and eventually get this massive breakout that could take us into the later parts of 2025 and not the earlier side of the run. So again, just something to think about there. This could play out a little bit longer, it could not. We could just consolidate for a couple of weeks around the 0236, hold this level of support, and then get the continuation. That is also very, very likely. Now it's important to note that Bitcoin has put in new all-time highs, which is fantastic, and I think it does still retain a lot of the market share. So whilst Bitcoin is having its run, and until Ethereum starts to play catch up and goes back and forth, I don't think we're going to see these real extensive blow off tops yet. Now a lot of projects are running into resistance. SHX is one of them as well, back at its near local all-time high, high. And I think that over the next couple of weeks, if we do get these sort of pullbacks, it could offer nothing but fruitful opportunity moving forward to capitalize if you've missed out on the last 6 weeks of run. So even if we do get this pullback, I think over time it should just be faded and looked for the continuation of the trend to those bullish targets I showed you at the start of the video. So again, it's all about holding these key levels of support on the macro timeframes, the weekly. We have run into very shy of this level of resistance. We do have new all-time high candle closes. So you'll notice that from February/March, the all-time high candle closes were at 0.011/2. Come into the first week of December, we actually closed out at 0.0139. So new all-time high candle closes, fantastic, but we still need to take out the all-time high wick resistance, which is why we're seeing rejection right now. Again, guys, you do have key support levels below. If we do see any retracement over the next sort of 4 to 5 weeks, something to keep our eyes on. And I've also given you the sort of higher targets for SHX back up to 10 to 16 cents once we actually do clear this all-time high. So again, just based off fibs today, past targets that were met for SHX, future targets that I think will be met for SHX once we actually do reclaim this all-time high, guys. So I hope you've enjoyed the content from Chart Nerd TA. Take care. Peace out.